there's no one definition of digital literacy. All right? Digital literacy essentially, at a very simplistic level, is about students or anyone accessing information, manipulating that information, and presenting it again in a digital environment. But there's so much more. At that simplistic definition, that sounds like an information literacy definition. It's not just about information literacy, though. So what it does for us, and I think this is where my perspective very much has coloured where I've gone with this, is it actually takes library jargon totally out of this environment altogether and makes it about what is good digital learning capabilities. So if you're a teacher librarian listening in now, essentially what this allows you to think about is anything that's outside of a school library environment and just focusing on what good teaching and learning is in a digital environment. And while I'm using the term digital environment, I would like to actually emphasize that just because we're saying digital literacy does not mean that it excludes the other forms of literacy, because you cannot be digitally literate unless you are literate at some level as well. So even in a digital literacy environment, you're still using physical resources like books or whatever else it may be, pictures, etc., to actually inform your view of literacy and your view of knowledge and learning. So what it does for teacher librarians, it allows them to engage in dialogue with all educators in language that makes sense for everybody. I think from a teacher librarian point of view, we have focused too much on library jargon and focused too much on our speak, and that's what we need to get away from. From every educator's point of view, in an Australian context, it actually allows us to interrogate the new national curriculum documents coming out in a focused way. It's important to do that, especially when the capability statements come out for consultation in about a month's time. It allows us to actually provide a framework that's got lots of, in the past, in curriculum documentation anywhere in the world, can be quite disjointed. What digital literacy, or my version of digital literacy, is it actually brings it together in a framework that makes that easier for us to do.